Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining my Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook motivational page. As always, this is Aisha, affectionately known as Jade. Whichever you feel comfortable with, just make sure you put the respect on it. So I hope everybody's doing well this evening. I am doing a makeup live audio for Friday, which was Friday, September I want to say 7th. Yes, for Friday, September the 7th, 2018. So I'm not going to hold you guys, hopefully, too long, but I want to speak about finance, and I want to touch base on reasons you're still not financially stable, right? So we can blame our boss for not giving us the raise that, we're expecting. So basically, you can blame your boss for not giving you that raise or your inability to make a budget. We just have plenty of excuses. We as people, yes, we definitely love to make excuses. Again, our jobs just don't pay enough, or our friends are bad spending influences, or we're too deep in debt to ever get out, or whatever your reasons, whatever your excuses may be. So let's talk about some of these reasons why we still may be financially unstable. So you put your entire paycheck into your checking account. So, of course, you should have a checking account, but depositing all your income straight to checking sets you up to overspend and sideline your savings goals. After all, the money is right there, ripe for the spending, and socking cash away for the future requires transferring it separately to your savings account. So I know for those that work into the corporate America world, we do have habits. We set up those checking accounts, but do we ever think about, having a savings account and transferring a certain amount every time we get paid, or even if you have your own business, perhaps you can have that checking and savings account too. So again, it does kind of make sense. Instead of having everything in one account, set aside a certain amount that you want in your checking, set aside a certain amount that you want in your savings account. A better solution would be to set up an automatic deposit straight from your paycheck into your various savings accounts. It's called paying yourself first, and it's much harder to miss money you've never seen in the first place. So that's a little solution or suggestion for you if that's something that you're interested in, or you might already be doing it. As always, I love if you give feedback. If any of these don't sound interesting to you, leave some suggestions or comments on other tips or solutions on how, we can become financially stable. The next would be you spend on stupid stuff. So although we're a financial website, we actually think you should spend money on the things that will actually make a difference in your life. Spending on a meaningful vacation or a clothing item that will revolutionize your wardrobe. Totally worthwhile. Spending extra on things like your electricity bill or your medicine cabinet, totally stupid. Prioritize what matters most to you, then cut out the rest of the filler in your budget. For extra help on cutting costs around your house and throughout your life, you can here's a website, check out Learn Vest Free, newly revamped Cut Your Cost Bootcamp. So you can Google that, Cut Your Cost Bootcamp. You're reliving your childhood. So whether you admire your parents or swear you'll never turn out like them, you might be more like them than you think. So we get a ton of our beliefs about money from those who raised us. A lot of us wasn't even taught how to open up a checking and or savings account. Some of us weren't taught that, but we can learn it even as an adult. You can even teach your children as well. Now, I think that's something at another time that I would like to speak on. Financial literacy for our children and our youth or young adults that's coming up, so they can have knowledge of it as well. But don't let your family get in your head or impact your bank balance. Because sometimes our immediate families, they just like we're their go-to. I feel like sometimes they want to break your bank. But when you need assistance, they can't come to you, right? They have all the excuses in the world. And I'm not talking about that's all the time with every family before you guys get into your head. It does apply to some. To those who it may apply. So are you a compulsive saver? Maybe like your mom or your dad? Do you avoid dealing with your finances your whole family? Do you feel like your life would be solved if only you were rich? The first step to overcoming your money baggage is to identify what's behind it. So try to take a quiz to learn your money beliefs and what to do about them. So let's check that out and actually see what it says. Also, you can go on learnvest.com for tips and tools. So here are 8 people shared the one thing that helped their finances the most. So let's check that out and see if there is anything. So I'm looking really close, and I think the best way that you can do it is just go on the link learnvest.com, and there are several ways on how to do better as far as your budget and your spending. So let's go back. The next would be you don't have any goals. You're much likelier to save if you have something to save for, especially if it's something important to you. Get some emotions on the line by thinking of specific reasons you're working so hard at your finances. Are you trying to save up for a house someday, a family, a new car, a much needed vacation? Put everything into perspective and give yourself something to work for by creating a vision board. I'm definitely an advocate of vision boards, though I don't have any personally myself, I'll be honest. However, I need to start one because vision boards give you vision, right? Gives you inspiration, gives you that hope, which you can fill with images and words to illustrate your ideal life. This will help you realize what's most important to you. You might even be surprised at the images that appeal to you. And so if you don't know how to make a vision board, you can always YouTube or Google, and it shows you how to make a vision board. You're gullible. Okay, maybe that was a little harsh. It's not all on you. Stores employ a ton of tricks to try to seduce us into buying more than we intended. But personally, I believe it is choices and decisions that we make, even though we can be swayed, right? Things are looking good. We want to buy them, knowing sometimes that we may not have that extra money. We need to spend that, or perhaps have that money that we should be spending on something else. But guys, you know how we can do. I'm guilty. I did it over the weekend, right? I've been really trying to work hard to save this money, in addition to me going on a trip in about a good week and a half now. But that was my choice and my decision to go purchase things. So now I'm just like counting the coins, right? Because, hey, when you go on a trip, you want to at least have some type of money so that, you know what I'm saying, you can perhaps buy something from the place where you're visiting, eat food that you typically wouldn't eat, or just have some spending. So, yeah, I'm going to tighten that up. So if you're not savvy to their ploys, there's a good chance you've fallen into at least a few of their traps. Yeah, we can do that. From the way stores they play with light to make trick mirrors, to the music they play in the background. Learn the pitfalls to avoid getting suckered in. Yes, we can. The music is sounding right. The displays are set up nice. The mannequins are wearing clothes that you like. There's sales after sales after sales. And you're just like, you're broke. You can be, not all the time. You can be. So, yeah, we do become gullible. You're scared of your own power. We have to own our own power, people. So your power to grow your money, that is. Investing may sound like an intimidating thing meant only for financial gurus, but you're missing out if you're too chicken to jump in. So let's say if you invested 40 years could turn $1,000 into almost $22,000. And they calculated that. So meanwhile, that same 1,000 would leave you with only a little over 2,000 after 40 years if you put it in a savings account with a 2% interest. And you can calculate that. That's not to say you should start picking random stocks. They recommend starting out with mutual funds or exchange traded funds to make sure you have the most balanced portfolio to fit your goals. Okay? So don't know what those words mean? No worries. So what they mean are, and hopefully I can find them to briefly explain that to you. Again, I don't know why it's not going to where I want it to go to. So I do apologize for that. But you can certainly YouTube, Google about mutual funds. Forgive me, people. I have some noise in the background. You can YouTube. Forgive me, people. Okay. You can YouTube what mutual funds are about, or exchange traded funds, portfolios, you know, if that's something of interest as far as getting into stocks. So if you're ready to learn more about what's happening in the economy so you can be a better investor, you can check out the market. LearnVest.com. They have a weekly cheat sheet to investing and the market. You're paying your debts wrong. Or sidetrack, if there's someone genuine who is into stocks and investing in mutual funds and all of that other stuff, as far as stocks are concerned, I would love to have you as a guest on my page. Also, if you have recommendations, or suggestions, leave them in the in my comments below. Next is you're paying your debts wrong. Even if you're responsibly paying off your debts, you could be keeping yourself down if you're paying them in the wrong order. Don't divide your payments equally among all debts, like credit card debts or your student loans. Those with the highest interest rates grow fastest. So focus on the most toxic debts first. How do you know which those are? Again, you can check it out on invest.com. And as always, Googling, YouTubing is always a wonderful tool or resource. You don't value yourself enough. We've all heard a lot about the pay gap between men and women. On an average, women still make 70% of what men make. But forget averages and think about yourself. Many experts attribute that gap, at least in part, to the fact that women tend to ask for less and negotiate less than their male counterparts. And to be honest, yes, men can tend to make a different percentage than women. But I believe in this day and time, we women are really getting out there, like putting ourselves in there, knowing our worth and demanding what we should have. And I definitely know there's a lot more women that's into having their own businesses, being entrepreneurs and things like that. So take a cue from the male counterparts by adopting power postures that make you appear more confident. Remember to follow up after your interviews. Keep your head high by beating the workplace stress. And above all, don't let yourself be a statistic. And I saw something that I had wanted, and everything that I want to speak on, it's not allowing me to see it. So we might have to take it another way. And lastly, you're a defeatist. We know how it goes. It starts with a small spending, but then you figure you're off the wagon anyway, so you let yourself keep buying more. And before you know it, you're in the depths of a bad spending spiral. This is a common way of thinking. Once you screwed up your budget, it's really easy to feel helpless because it's hard to imagine how you'll get yourself back on track. But that thought pattern is one of the easiest ways to blow through a budget and just keep blowing on past all your financial goals. To get out of a spending spiral, you need to stop dwelling on the negative and encourage the positive. So I'm hoping, again, my apology, guys, because I really, it is not cooperating with me on some additional information that I really wanted you guys to hear me out with. But I will end it on this note. I just wanted to share some quick tools with you, and I hope that it was helpful. Again, if you have any additional tools or tips, gems, or resources that you would like to share as far as how to become more financially stable, definitely leave a comment in my box here and share it with us. Sharing is caring, and caring is sharing. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoy this evening wherever you're at globally. And I would like to invite you to like and share and make viral on my social media pages, which of course you are currently on my Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook page. Make sure to like it and share it and make it go viral. Also at the top of the page, it has it says no rating yet. So you guys, please definitely rate me, leave your comments on there. I'm open. I can take it good, bad, or indifferent. Also, go to my Instagram. So all of my social media you can find me at Aisha Speaks Jade. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. On my YouTube, please hit the like button as well as the notification bell. And with that being said, always make sure you take care of yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Self-care, self-care, self-care is very important. Knowing your worth, respecting yourself, taking care of yourself internally as well as externally, loving yourself, liking yourself as well. And again, thank you so much for being supportive of my page and all of my social media that you guys do follow and the feedback. With that being said, much peace and love, light and love. Namaste with gratitude. Ashe.